Welcome to the Winbert Foundation Digital Inclusion Program. In this course, Project Management Foundations, Scheduling Part 2, you will build on the scheduling concepts introduced in the previous lesson by exploring more advanced techniques for planning, organizing, and monitoring project activities. Effective scheduling enables entrepreneurs and project managers to allocate resources efficiently, meet deadlines, manage risks, and successfully deliver projects. By mastering these skills, you will be better equipped to execute business projects with greater confidence and professionalism. By the end of this course, you would be able to develop detailed project schedules using appropriate planning techniques, identify task dependencies and determine the critical sequence of project activities, estimate task durations and allocate resources effectively, monitor project progress, and adjust schedules when necessary. Apply scheduling tools and best practices to improve project performance and ensure timely project completion. Module 1. How to develop a detailed project schedule using appropriate planning techniques. A project schedule is one of the most important tools in project management. It is a detailed timetable that shows the activities required to complete a project, the order in which they must be carried out, how long each activity will take, and who is responsible for completing them. While a project plan provides the overall direction of a project, the project schedule translates that plan into a practical timeline that guides daily work. Whether you are organizing a business launch, constructing a building, developing software, planning a community outreach program, or coordinating an event, a well-developed project schedule helps ensure that every task is completed at the right time and in the correct sequence. Many projects fail not because of poor ideas, but because of poor scheduling. Some project managers underestimate the amount of time required to complete activities, while others fail to identify tasks that depend on one another. As a result, delays occur, costs increase, team members become confused, and customers lose confidence. Developing a detailed schedule helps prevent these problems by providing a clear roadmap for everyone involved in the project. The first step in developing a project schedule is to clearly define the project scope. Scope refers to exactly what the project will deliver and what is outside the project's boundaries. Without a clearly defined scope, it becomes impossible to create an accurate schedule because new tasks may continue to be added throughout the project. This situation, known as scope creep, often causes projects to exceed their deadlines and budgets. Before scheduling begins, the project manager should ensure that all stakeholders understand and agree on the project's objectives and expected deliverables. Once the scope has been established, the next planning technique is creating a work breakdown structure, WBS. A work breakdown structure divides a large project into smaller, manageable pieces called work packages. Instead of attempting to schedule one large project as a single activity, the project manager identifies every major deliverable and then breaks each one into individual tasks. This approach makes planning more accurate because smaller tasks are easier to estimate, assign, monitor, and control. For example, imagine an entrepreneur who wants to organize a 3-day digital skills training program for 300 participants. Rather than writing one task called organized training, the project manager breaks the work into smaller activities such as securing the venue, recruiting facilitators, preparing training materials, designing promotional campaigns, opening registration, confirming participants, arranging refreshments, setting up audiovisual equipment, conducting the training sessions, collecting feedback, and preparing the final report. Each activity can then be scheduled separately. After identifying all project activities, the next step is to determine the sequence of tasks. Not every activity can begin immediately. Some activities depend on others being completed first. These relationships are called task dependencies. Understanding dependencies prevents scheduling conflicts and helps ensure that work flows logically from one stage to the next. For instance, a construction company cannot begin painting the walls before the walls have been built. Similarly, an online business cannot launch its website before the website has been designed, tested, and approved. Identifying these dependencies enables the project manager to arrange activities in the correct order and avoid unnecessary delays. Project managers commonly use network diagrams to visualize these task relationships. A network diagram is a graphical representation that shows project activities and the connections between them. It allows the team to see which tasks can be completed simultaneously and which tasks must wait until others are finished. Network diagrams also help identify the critical path, which consists of activities that directly determine the project's completion date. Estimating activity durations is another important planning technique. Each project activity should have a realistic estimate of how long it will take to complete. Estimation should not be based on guesswork. Instead, project managers should use historical data, expert judgment, industry standards, and lessons learned from previous projects. Factors such as team experience, equipment availability, weather conditions, supplier reliability, and possible risks should also be considered. For example, a company planning to renovate an office may estimate that painting will take 3 days. However, if the project is scheduled during the rainy season, drying time may increase, requiring additional days. A realistic schedule considers such practical factors instead of assuming ideal conditions. Another valuable planning technique is milestone planning. Milestones are significant events that mark important stages of project completion. Unlike regular tasks, milestones do not usually require time themselves, but indicate that a major achievement has been reached. Examples include project approval, completion of design work, signing of contracts, successful product testing, or official project launch. Milestones allow stakeholders to monitor progress without examining every individual task. Resource planning is equally important when developing a detailed schedule. Resources include people, equipment, materials, finances, technology, and facilities required to complete project activities. Even if the schedule appears realistic, it may become impossible if key resources are unavailable when needed. Project managers must therefore coordinate resource availability with the project timeline. Consider a company launching a new product. The marketing campaign, product photography, packaging design, and website updates may all require the same graphic designer. If these activities are scheduled simultaneously, the designer may become overloaded, causing delays. Adjusting the schedule to balance the workload helps maintain productivity while reducing stress on team members. Modern project managers frequently use scheduling software to improve planning accuracy. Applications such as Microsoft Project, Asana, Trello, Monday.com, ClickUp, and Smartsheet allow project managers to organize tasks, assign responsibilities, monitor deadlines, generate reports, and update schedules automatically as work progresses. These tools improve collaboration because team members can view their assigned tasks, monitor progress, and receive notifications when deadlines approach. One widely used scheduling technique is the Gantt chart. A Gantt chart displays project activities on a timeline using horizontal bars. Each bar represents the duration of an activity, while the position of the bar shows when the task begins and ends. Gantt charts provide a simple visual overview of the project schedule, making it easier to monitor progress and communicate plans with stakeholders. As tasks are completed, project managers can update the chart to compare planned progress with actual performance. Risk management should also be incorporated into schedule development. Unexpected events such as equipment failure, supplier delays, labor shortages, regulatory changes, or extreme weather conditions can affect project timelines. Rather than assuming everything will proceed perfectly, experienced project managers include contingency time, often called schedule buffers, to accommodate unforeseen circumstances. These buffers increase the likelihood of completing the project on time despite unexpected challenges. Monitoring and updating the schedule is an ongoing responsibility throughout the project lifecycle. A schedule should never remain unchanged from the beginning to the end of a project. As work progresses, actual performance should be compared with the original schedule. If certain activities take longer than expected, corrective actions such as reallocating resources, adjusting priorities, or revising deadlines may become necessary. Regular progress meetings help the project team identify problems early before they grow into major delays. Consider a real-life scenario involving a charity organization planning a medical outreach program in a rural community. The original schedule allocated 2 weeks for obtaining government approval. However, unexpected administrative delays extended the approval process by another week. Because the project manager reviewed the schedule regularly, other non-dependent activities such as volunteer training, fundraising, publicity, and procurement of medical supplies continued while waiting for approval. This flexibility minimized the overall project delay and ensured the outreach was still completed successfully. Developing a detailed project schedule is both a technical and strategic skill. It requires careful planning, realistic estimation, effective communication, and continuous monitoring. Successful project managers understand that a schedule is not merely a calendar of activities, but a decision-making tool that coordinates people, resources, time, and project objectives. When properly developed and maintained, a project schedule improves productivity, reduces uncertainty, enhances teamwork, and significantly increases the likelihood of project success. Entrepreneurs who master scheduling techniques are better prepared to deliver projects on time, satisfy customers, control costs, and build a strong reputation for reliability. Module 2. Identifying task dependencies and determining the critical sequence of project activities. One of the most important responsibilities of a project manager is ensuring that project activities are carried out in the correct order. Every successful project consists of a series of interconnected tasks, and the completion of one task often depends on the completion of another. This relationship between project activities is known as task dependency. Understanding task dependencies helps project managers develop realistic schedules, avoid unnecessary delays, allocate resources effectively, and complete projects on time. Without properly identifying dependencies, a project schedule may appear organized on paper but fail during execution because essential activities were planned in the wrong sequence. Task dependencies describe the logical relationship between two or more project activities. In simple terms, they answer the question, which tasks must be completed before another task can begin? While some project activities can occur at the same time, others must wait until previous work has been completed. Recognizing these relationships allows project managers to coordinate work efficiently and reduce the likelihood of costly mistakes. For example, imagine a company constructing a new office building. Before electricians can install wiring, the walls must first be erected. Likewise, interior painting cannot begin until the plaster has dried, and employees cannot move into the building until safety inspections have been completed. Attempting to perform these activities out of order would waste both time and money. By identifying these dependencies early, the project manager creates a schedule that reflects the natural flow of work. Task dependencies generally fall into four common categories. The first and most frequently used is finish to start, FS. In this relationship, one activity must finish before the next activity can begin. This is the most common dependency found in projects because many tasks naturally follow one another. For instance, a software company must complete system testing before launching a new mobile application. Similarly, a publishing company must finish editing a book before sending it for printing. The second type is start-to-start, SS, dependency. Here, two activities may begin at approximately the same time, although they may finish at different times. For example, when organizing a conference, the event planning team may begin decorating the venue while the technical team starts installing audio and visual equipment. Since both tasks can proceed simultaneously, the overall project duration is reduced without affecting quality. The third type is finish-to-finish, FF, dependency. In this relationship, one task cannot be completed until another task has also been completed. Consider the preparation of a company's annual report. The design team cannot finalize the report layout until the finance department has completed all financial statements. Both activities may proceed together, but the final report cannot be considered complete until both tasks have finished. The fourth type is start-to-finish, SF, dependency. Although this relationship is relatively uncommon, it occurs when one activity cannot finish until another activity is started. A practical example is employee shift changes in a hospital. The night shift cannot end until the morning shift has officially begun. This dependency ensures continuous service without interruptions. Identifying task dependencies requires careful analysis during the planning stage. Project managers often begin by listing every activity required to complete the project. They then examine each task and ask several important questions. Which tasks must happen first? Which tasks can occur simultaneously? Which activities depend on external parties such as suppliers, government agencies, or customers? Which tasks are completely independent? Answering these questions helps build a logical sequence of activities before work begins. One useful planning technique for identifying dependencies is the precedence diagramming method, PDM. This method uses boxes to represent project activities and arrows to show the relationships between them. The diagram provides a visual representation of the project's workflow, making it easier to understand how activities are connected. Project managers frequently use software such as Microsoft Project, Primavera P6, Smartsheet, ClickUp, Monday.com, or Asana to automatically generate these diagrams and update them as the project progresses. Another essential concept in project scheduling is the critical path. The critical path is the longest sequence of dependent activities that determines the shortest possible time required to complete a project. Every activity on the critical path has zero or very little flexibility, meaning that any delay in these activities directly delays the entire project. Identifying the critical path enables project managers to focus their attention on the activities that have the greatest impact on project completion. For example, imagine a company developing an online learning platform. The project includes designing the website, writing course content, recording instructional videos, testing the platform, and launching the website. Although video recording and content writing may occur at the same time, platform testing cannot begin until both activities are complete. If testing is delayed by 1 week, the launch date must also move by 1 week because testing lies on the critical path. Understanding this relationship allows the project manager to allocate additional resources to testing if necessary to prevent delays. It is equally important to distinguish between critical activities and non-critical activities. Critical activities directly influence the project's completion date, while non-critical activities have some scheduling flexibility known as float or slack. Float refers to the amount of time an activity can be delayed without affecting the project's overall completion date. Activities with available float provide project managers with greater scheduling flexibility when unexpected problems arise. Consider a charity organization planning a fundraising gala. Printing promotional flyers may have 3 extra days of float because the marketing campaign begins several weeks before the event. However, booking the event venue has no float because all subsequent activities depend on securing the location. Recognizing which tasks have flexibility allows project managers to make informed decisions when reallocating resources or responding to unexpected delays. Real-life projects frequently involve both internal and external dependencies. Internal dependencies exist between activities controlled by the project team. For example, a marketing department must complete advertising materials before the sales team distributes them. Since both departments belong to the same organization, management has greater control over scheduling. External dependencies, however, involve factors outside the project's direct control. These may include supplier deliveries, government approvals, customer feedback, weather conditions, or regulatory inspections. For instance, a pharmaceutical company cannot begin selling a new medicine until it receives approval from the National Drug Regulatory Authority. Even if every internal activity has been completed, the project cannot proceed until the external requirement is satisfied. Project managers must also remain aware of resource dependencies. Sometimes 2 tasks cannot occur simultaneously because they require the same person or equipment. For example, if only one graphic designer is available, that individual cannot design 2 different product brochures at exactly the same time. Similarly, a construction company with only one excavator cannot use the machine at 2 different sites simultaneously. Proper resource planning prevents conflicts that could otherwise delay project activities. Regular schedule reviews are essential throughout the project lifecycle. As projects progress, new risks, changing customer requirements, supplier delays, or unexpected technical issues may alter task dependencies. Successful project managers continuously update dependency diagrams and critical path calculations to reflect actual project conditions. Frequent communication with team members ensures that emerging issues are identified early and corrective actions are taken before they affect project deadlines. Consider a real-life scenario involving a manufacturing company introducing a new product. During production, A supplier informed the company that a key electronic component would arrive 2 weeks later than expected. Because this component was required before final product assembly, the project manager immediately recognized that the delayed delivery affected the critical path. Rather than allowing the entire project to stop, the team reorganized the schedule by completing employee training, quality documentation, packaging design, and marketing preparations while waiting for the component. As a result, once the shipment arrived, production resumed immediately, and the project experienced only a minimal delay. Identifying task dependencies and determining the critical sequence of project activities are essential skills for every project manager. These techniques transform a simple list of activities into a logical and realistic project schedule. By understanding how tasks relate to one another, recognizing critical activities, managing resource constraints, and monitoring external dependencies, project managers can improve efficiency, reduce risks, and increase the likelihood of completing projects on time and within budget. Whether managing a small business initiative or a large international project, mastering dependency analysis and critical path planning provides a strong foundation for successful project execution. Module 3. How to estimate task durations and allocate resources effectively. Estimating how long project activities will take and ensuring that the right resources are available at the right time are two of the most important responsibilities of a project manager. Even the most carefully planned project can fail if task durations are unrealistic or if resources are poorly allocated. Projects that consistently finish on time and within budget are usually managed by teams that invest considerable effort in estimating work accurately before execution begins. Good estimation reduces uncertainty, improves scheduling, minimizes delays, and enables project managers to make informed decisions throughout the project lifecycle. Task duration estimation is the process of predicting the amount of time required to complete a specific project activity under normal working conditions. It is important to understand that a task duration is not always the same as the amount of effort required. For example, a task may require only 8 hours of actual work but may take 3 calendar days to complete because the employee assigned to it is also handling other responsibilities. Therefore, project managers must consider both working time and real-world circumstances when estimating durations. Before estimating task durations, the project manager must have a clear understanding of the project's scope and the activities that need to be completed. This is why a work breakdown structure, WBS, is often developed first. By dividing the project into smaller, manageable tasks, it becomes much easier to estimate the duration of each activity accurately. Smaller tasks are generally easier to understand, monitor, and evaluate than large, complex activities. Several factors influence how long a project activity will take. One of the most important is the complexity of the task. Simple activities, such as sending invitations for a meeting, may require only a few hours, while designing a new software application may take several weeks or months. The experience and skill level of the people performing the work also have a significant impact. An experienced engineer may complete a technical assignment in half the time required by a newly hired employee. Similarly, access to modern equipment, technology, and automation can greatly reduce the time needed to complete certain activities. External factors should also be considered when estimating task durations. Weather conditions, government approvals, supplier reliability, transportation delays, and public holidays can all affect project schedules. For example, a road construction project planned during the rainy season may experience delays because heavy rainfall prevents excavation work. Likewise, an international business project may be delayed while waiting for imported equipment to clear customs. Ignoring these external influences often results in unrealistic schedules. One widely used estimation technique is expert judgment. In this method, experienced professionals who have completed similar projects provide estimates based on their knowledge and past experience. Their expertise helps improve the accuracy of predictions, particularly when dealing with specialized or technical work. For example, an experienced civil engineer can often estimate the time required to complete a foundation more accurately than someone with little construction experience. Another valuable technique is analogous estimating, sometimes called top-down estimating. This method uses information from previous, similar projects to estimate the duration of current activities. If a company previously completed a school renovation project in 6 months, a similar renovation of comparable size may require approximately the same amount of time. Although this technique is relatively quick and inexpensive, its accuracy depends on how closely the new project resembles the earlier one. A more detailed method is parametric estimating, which uses mathematical calculations based on measurable units. For example, if a team can paint 200 square meters of wall each day and a building contains 1,000 square meters of wall space, the estimated painting duration would be 5 working days. Parametric estimating is commonly used in manufacturing, construction, engineering, and production environments where reliable historical data is available. Project managers may also use 3-point estimating to account for uncertainty. Instead of providing only one estimate, this method considers 3 possible outcomes: the optimistic estimate if everything goes well, the most likely estimate under normal conditions, and the pessimistic estimate if significant problems occur. By combining these estimates, project managers obtain a more balanced prediction that reflects potential risks rather than assuming ideal conditions. Once task durations have been estimated, attention shifts to resource allocation. Resources include the people, equipment, materials, facilities, technology, and financial resources required to complete project activities. Proper resource allocation ensures that each task has what it needs to be completed successfully without unnecessary delays or waste. Human resources are often the most valuable resource in any project. Assigning the right people to the right tasks requires understanding each team member's knowledge, experience, qualifications, and availability. A project manager should avoid assigning highly technical work to inexperienced staff without appropriate supervision. At the same time, overloading experienced employees with too many responsibilities can create bottlenecks that delay the entire project. For example, imagine a software development company launching a new mobile banking application. The company employs only one cybersecurity specialist. If multiple security-related tasks are scheduled simultaneously, the specialist may become overwhelmed, delaying several project activities. By adjusting the schedule so that these tasks occur sequentially rather than concurrently, the project manager makes better use of available expertise while maintaining steady project progress. Equipment and materials must also be allocated carefully. A construction company may own only one crane, yet several building sites require lifting operations during the same week. Without proper planning, projects compete for the same equipment, resulting in costly delays. Effective resource allocation involves scheduling equipment according to project priorities or arranging temporary rentals when necessary. Financial resources are equally important. Every project operates within budget constraints, and resource allocation must consider the available funding. Purchasing expensive equipment before it is needed may tie up cash that could have been used elsewhere. On the other hand, delaying essential purchases may interrupt project activities. Project managers must therefore balance resource availability with financial planning to maintain healthy cash flow throughout the project. One common challenge in project management is resource overallocation. This occurs when the same person or equipment is assigned to multiple tasks during the same time period. Resource overallocation often leads to employee fatigue, reduced productivity, lower work quality, and missed deadlines. Project management software can identify these conflicts automatically, allowing managers to adjust schedules before problems occur. Another useful technique is resource leveling. Resource leveling involves adjusting project schedules to ensure that resources are used efficiently without exceeding their capacity. Instead of requiring employees to work excessive overtime during one week and remain idle the next, project managers spread work more evenly across the project timeline. Although resource leveling may slightly extend project duration, it often improves work quality and reduces employee burnout. Modern project management software greatly simplifies duration estimation and resource allocation. Programs such as Microsoft Project, Primavera P6, Asana, Monday.com, ClickUp, Trello, and Smartsheet allow project managers to assign resources, estimate durations, monitor workloads, identify scheduling conflicts, and generate reports automatically. These digital tools improve communication because every team member can clearly see assigned responsibilities and upcoming deadlines. Monitoring actual performance against estimated durations is essential throughout project execution. Estimates are predictions, not guarantees. As work progresses, project managers compare planned durations with actual completion times. If activities consistently take longer than expected, the schedule may need revision. Additional resources may be assigned, or future estimates may be adjusted using lessons learned. Continuous monitoring enables project teams to respond quickly before small delays develop into major project failures. Consider a real-life example involving an entrepreneur organizing a 3-day business conference. During planning, the organizer estimated that participant registration would require 2 days. However, after launching online registration, the number of participants exceeded expectations. Instead of allowing registration delays to affect the conference schedule, the organizer assigned 2 additional administrative staff members to assist with registration while another team prepared conference materials. Because resources were quickly reallocated, registration was completed on time without affecting the event. In another example, a manufacturing company planned to introduce a new product before the holiday shopping season. Initial estimates indicated that packaging design would take 2 weeks, but unexpected revisions requested by the marketing department extended the task to 4 weeks. Recognizing the delay, the project manager reassigned additional graphic designers to assist with packaging while production teams continued preparing assembly equipment. This flexible resource allocation prevented the project from missing its planned product launch. Successful project managers understand that estimating durations and allocating resources are continuous processes rather than one-time activities. Every project presents unique challenges, and schedules should be reviewed regularly as conditions change. Accurate estimates provide realistic expectations, while effective resource allocation ensures that people, equipment, materials, and finances are available when needed. Together, these skills improve productivity, reduce project risks, enhance teamwork, and increase the likelihood of completing projects on time, within budget, and according to the desired quality standards. For entrepreneurs, mastering these techniques builds credibility with customers, investors, and stakeholders while creating a strong foundation for long-term business success. Module 4: How to monitor project progress and adjust schedules when necessary. Monitoring project progress is one of the most critical responsibilities of a project manager. A well-planned project schedule provides a roadmap for completing project activities, but it is only effective if progress is continuously tracked and the schedule is updated when circumstances change. Projects rarely proceed exactly as planned. Unexpected delays, changes in customer requirements, resource shortages, technical difficulties, weather conditions, and supplier issues can all affect the timeline. Successful project managers recognize these challenges early, evaluate their impact, and make timely adjustments to keep the project on track. Monitoring project progress is therefore not simply about checking whether tasks have been completed. It is about ensuring that the project continues to move toward its objectives while maintaining quality, controlling costs, and meeting deadlines. Project monitoring is the continuous process of measuring actual project performance against the original project plan. It enables project managers to determine whether activities are progressing according to schedule, whether resources are being used efficiently, and whether the project is likely to achieve its planned completion date. Without regular monitoring, small problems can go unnoticed until they become major issues that threaten the success of the entire project. One of the first steps in monitoring project progress is establishing performance baselines. A baseline is the approved version of the project schedule, budget, and scope against which actual performance is measured. Once the project begins, the baseline serves as the reference point for evaluating progress. If an activity was planned to take 5 days but actually requires 8 days, the difference between the planned and actual duration can be identified and investigated. Baselines help project managers understand whether the project is ahead of schedule, on schedule, or falling behind. Progress monitoring should occur regularly throughout the project lifecycle rather than only at the end of major phases. Many organizations conduct weekly or bi-weekly progress review meetings where team members report completed activities, discuss ongoing work, identify emerging risks, and propose corrective actions. These meetings encourage accountability, improve communication, and ensure that everyone understands the current status of the project. An effective project manager relies on key performance indicators, KPIs, to measure project performance objectively. KPIs are measurable values that indicate whether the project is achieving its objectives. Common project KPIs include the percentage of tasks completed, schedule performance, budget utilization, milestone achievement, quality standards, customer satisfaction, and resource utilization. Monitoring these indicators provides early warning signs when project performance begins to decline. For example, suppose a construction company has completed only 35% of the planned work after reaching 50% of the scheduled project duration. This difference immediately signals that the project is behind schedule. Rather than waiting until the final deadline approaches, the project manager can investigate the reasons for the delay and implement corrective measures before the situation becomes more serious. One of the simplest yet most effective tools for monitoring project progress is the Gantt chart. As project activities are completed, the project manager updates the Gantt chart to compare actual progress with a planned schedule. Delayed tasks become immediately visible, making it easier to determine whether future activities will also be affected. Modern project management software automatically updates these charts and provides visual indicators of project performance. Another valuable monitoring technique is the milestone review. Milestones represent significant achievements within the project, such as completing the project design, obtaining regulatory approval, finishing system testing, or delivering the final product to the client. Reviewing milestone completion helps managers determine whether the project remains on schedule without examining every individual activity. Missing important milestones often indicates that schedule adjustments will be required. Project managers must also monitor the use of project resources throughout execution. Even if activities are progressing according to schedule, problems may arise if employees become overloaded, equipment breaks down, or essential materials fail to arrive on time. Resource monitoring ensures that personnel, equipment, finances, and materials remain available as planned. If shortages occur, project managers may need to redistribute work, hire temporary staff, rent additional equipment, or revise procurement schedules. Communication plays a central role in project monitoring. Team members should regularly report progress, discuss obstacles, and communicate potential risks as soon as they are identified. Open communication encourages early problem-solving and prevents misunderstandings that may delay project activities. Stakeholders, including customers, sponsors, and senior management, should also receive regular progress reports to maintain transparency and confidence in the project. Despite careful planning, many projects experience schedule delays. Delays may result from inaccurate estimates, changing customer requirements, technical failures, supplier problems, weather conditions, legal issues, or unexpected emergencies. The project manager's responsibility is not to eliminate every delay, which is often impossible, but to respond quickly and effectively whenever delays occur. One common strategy for adjusting schedules is fast tracking. Fast tracking involves performing activities in parallel that were originally planned to occur one after another. This approach shortens the project duration without increasing the scope. For example, during the construction of a commercial building, interior electrical installation may begin on completed floors while upper floors are still under construction. Although fast tracking can save time, it also increases coordination requirements and may increase project risks if activities interfere with one another. Another schedule adjustment technique is crashing. Crashing involves assigning additional resources to critical activities to shorten their duration. This may include hiring temporary workers, paying overtime, renting extra equipment, or bringing in external specialists. For instance, if software testing is delaying the launch of a new application, the company may hire additional quality assurance engineers to complete testing more quickly. Crashing usually increases project costs, but can be justified when meeting the project deadline is a higher priority than minimizing expenses. Project managers may also resequence activities where possible. Some tasks originally planned for later stages may be moved forward if their prerequisites have already been satisfied. By reorganizing the sequence of work, managers can make better use of available resources while reducing idle time. However, resequencing should always be performed carefully to avoid creating new dependencies or quality problems. Risk management remains closely connected to project monitoring. Throughout project execution, managers should continuously identify new risks, assess their potential impact, and implement appropriate response plans. Maintaining a risk register helps document identified risks, assigned responsibilities, mitigation strategies, and monitoring activities. As risks evolve, the project schedule may need adjustment to reflect changing circumstances. Modern project management software greatly improves monitoring and schedule control. Applications such as Microsoft Project, Primavera P6, Asana, Monday.com, ClickUp, Smartsheet, and Trello allow project managers to track task completion, update schedules in real time, assign responsibilities, monitor workloads, generate performance reports, and communicate with team members through a centralized platform. Automated notifications help ensure that approaching deadlines and overdue tasks receive immediate attention. Consider a real-life scenario involving a company organizing a nationwide product launch. The original schedule required promotional materials to be printed 2 weeks before the launch date. However, a supplier experienced equipment failure, delaying the printing process by 1 week. Rather than postponing the entire launch, the project manager immediately adjusted the schedule by increasing online marketing activities while arranging an alternative printing company to complete the remaining materials. Because progress was monitored closely, the delay was identified early enough to implement corrective action without affecting the official launch date. Another example involves a non-governmental organization coordinating a free healthcare outreach program across several communities. Heavy rainfall prevented medical teams from reaching one of the planned locations on the scheduled date. Instead of canceling the program, the project manager revised the schedule by moving indoor health education sessions to the affected day while rescheduling outdoor medical services for the following week. This flexible approach ensured that the overall objectives of the outreach program were still achieved despite the weather disruption. Project monitoring also contributes to continuous improvement. At the end of each project, managers should compare plan performance with actual results, identify the causes of delays or successes, and document lessons learned. These lessons become valuable references for future projects, improving estimation accuracy, scheduling techniques, resource allocation, and risk management practices. Organizations that consistently learn from completed projects gradually develop stronger project management capabilities and achieve higher success rates over time. In conclusion, monitoring project progress and adjusting schedules are essential components of effective project management. A project schedule should never remain static after work begins. Instead, it should be reviewed regularly, compared against established baselines, and updated whenever changes occur. Through continuous monitoring, effective communication, timely decision-making, and appropriate schedule adjustment techniques such as fast-tracking, crashing, and resequencing, project managers can overcome challenges while maintaining focus on project objectives. Entrepreneurs and project professionals who master these skills are better equipped to deliver successful projects, satisfy stakeholders, control costs, and respond confidently to unexpected situations. Module 5. How to apply scheduling tools and best practices to improve project performance and ensure timely project completion. Project scheduling is more than creating a list of activities with deadlines. It is a structured process that helps project managers organize work, coordinate resources, monitor progress, manage risks, and deliver projects successfully. Even the best project plans can fail if scheduling tools are not used effectively or if project teams ignore proven scheduling practices. Modern organizations rely on a combination of scheduling software, planning techniques, communication strategies, and performance monitoring to ensure that projects are completed on time, within budget, and according to the required quality standards. Entrepreneurs, business owners, and project managers who understand how to apply these tools and best practices are better equipped to manage complex projects and respond confidently to unexpected challenges. Scheduling tools are designed to help project managers plan, organize, monitor, and control project activities. These tools provide a clear visual representation of the project timeline, making it easier to understand task relationships, monitor deadlines, assign responsibilities, and identify potential delays before they become major problems. While some scheduling tools are simple enough for small projects, others are designed to manage large, complex projects involving hundreds or even thousands of activities. One of the most widely used scheduling tools is the Gantt chart. A Gantt chart presents project activities on a timeline using horizontal bars. Each bar shows when a task begins, how long it will take, and when it is expected to finish. It also allows project managers to compare planned progress with actual progress as the project advances. Because the chart provides a visual overview of the project schedule, it becomes easier to identify delayed activities and determine whether corrective action is required. Gantt charts are especially useful for communicating project schedules to team members and stakeholders who may not have technical project management knowledge. Another important scheduling tool is the project network diagram. Unlike the Gantt chart, which focuses primarily on timelines, the network diagram illustrates the logical relationships between project activities. It shows which tasks depend on others and helps identify the critical path, the sequence of activities that determines the shortest possible project completion time. By studying the network diagram, project managers can identify activities with little or no scheduling flexibility and ensure that sufficient attention is given to those critical tasks. The critical path method, CPM, is another powerful scheduling technique. CPM identifies the longest sequence of dependent activities in a project. Since every activity on the critical path directly affects the project's completion date, project managers closely monitor these tasks throughout project execution. If one critical activity falls behind schedule, the entire project may also be delayed. Understanding the critical path enables managers to prioritize resources where they will have the greatest impact. For projects involving uncertain activity durations, the Program Evaluation and Review Technique, PERT, provides an effective scheduling solution. Rather than relying on a single estimate for each activity, PERT considers optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic time estimates to calculate expected project durations. This approach is particularly useful for research, innovation, software development, and engineering projects where uncertainty is relatively high. Today, most organizations use project management software to automate scheduling activities. Popular software applications include Microsoft Project, Primavera P6, Asana, Trello, Monday.com, ClickUp, Smartsheet, Wrike, and Jira. These platforms enable project managers to create schedules, assign resources, monitor workloads, generate reports, track budgets, update task progress, and collaborate with team members from different locations. Cloud-based software has become especially valuable because it allows team members to access project information in real time using computers, tablets, or smartphones. While scheduling tools provide valuable support, they are only effective when combined with best management practices. One of the most important best practices is developing a realistic project schedule. Project managers should avoid setting unrealistic deadlines simply to satisfy stakeholders. Instead, schedules should be based on accurate task duration estimates, resource availability, historical project data, and identified risks. Unrealistic schedules often create unnecessary pressure, reduce work quality, and increase employee stress. Another essential best practice is involving the project team during schedule development. Team members who will actually perform the work often have valuable insights regarding task durations, resource requirements, technical challenges, and possible risks. Encouraging their participation improves the accuracy of the schedule while increasing team commitment to project objectives. Regular schedule reviews are equally important. A project schedule should never remain unchanged after project execution begins. Weekly or bi-weekly progress meetings allow project managers to compare actual performance with a baseline schedule, identify delays, discuss emerging risks, and implement corrective actions before problems become more serious. Continuous monitoring ensures that small issues do not develop into major project failures. Effective communication is another cornerstone of successful scheduling. Every team member should clearly understand their responsibilities, deadlines, reporting requirements, and task dependencies. Poor communication often results in duplicated work, missed deadlines, misunderstandings, and reduced productivity. Project managers should establish regular communication channels through meetings, email updates, collaboration platforms, and progress reports to ensure that information flows efficiently throughout the project. Risk management should always be integrated into project scheduling. Every project faces uncertainties that may affect completion dates, including supplier delays, equipment failures, labor shortages, changing customer requirements, regulatory approvals, weather conditions, or economic changes. Rather than assuming everything will proceed exactly as planned, experienced project managers include contingency reserves, schedule buffers, and alternative response plans to reduce the impact of unexpected events. Resource management is another key best practice. Even the most carefully prepared schedule may fail if critical resources are unavailable when required. Project managers should continuously monitor the availability of employees, equipment, materials, finances, and technology to ensure that project activities proceed without interruption. Where resource conflicts arise, managers may use resource leveling or resource smoothing techniques to balance workloads while maintaining productivity. Documentation is often overlooked but plays a vital role in successful project scheduling. Project managers should maintain accurate records of schedule updates, approved changes, completed milestones, identified risks, and lessons learned. Well-maintained documentation improves accountability, supports future planning, and provides valuable evidence if disputes arise regarding project delays or contractual obligations. Consider a real-life example involving a construction company responsible for building a new shopping complex. The original schedule estimated completion within 18 months. During construction, shortages of imported building materials threatened to delay structural work. Because the project manager continuously monitored supplier performance through project scheduling software, the problem was identified early. Alternative local suppliers were secured, delivery schedules were revised, and non-dependent interior work was brought forward while waiting for materials. Through careful schedule adjustment and resource coordination, the project was completed only 2 weeks later than originally planned, avoiding far greater delays. Another example involves a technology startup developing an online learning platform. The development team used Asana to assign tasks, monitor deadlines, and track project progress. Weekly review meetings allowed team members to identify software bugs early and adjust development priorities. When one programmer became unavailable due to illness, the project manager reassigned responsibilities to other qualified developers while postponing less urgent system enhancements. Because scheduling information remained updated in real time, stakeholders remained informed, and the platform launched successfully before the start of the new academic session. A humanitarian organization also demonstrates the importance of applying scheduling best practices. The organization planned a 6-month agricultural support program for rural farmers. Activities included purchasing farming equipment, training extension officers, distributing seedlings, and monitoring crop development. Unexpected flooding affected transportation routes to several communities. Rather than suspending the entire program, project managers revised transportation schedules, used alternative delivery routes, and adjusted training dates without changing the final completion target. Continuous monitoring and flexible scheduling enabled the organization to meet its objectives despite significant logistical challenges. One characteristic shared by successful project managers is their willingness to treat project schedules as living documents. They understand that change is a normal part of project management and that flexibility, supported by accurate information and sound decision-making, is essential for success. Instead of reacting emotionally to unexpected delays, experienced managers analyze available data, communicate with stakeholders, evaluate alternatives, and implement the most appropriate corrective actions. At the conclusion of every project managers should conduct a lessons learned review. This review compares planned schedules with actual performance, identifies the reasons for schedule variances, evaluates the effectiveness of scheduling tools, and documents recommendations for future projects. Organizations that consistently apply lessons learned gradually improve their scheduling accuracy, reduce project risks, and increase overall organizational performance. In summary, applying scheduling tools and best practices is essential for delivering successful projects. Tools such as Gantt charts, network diagrams, critical path method, PERT, and modern project management software provide valuable support for planning, monitoring, and controlling project activities. However, these tools achieve their full potential only when combined with realistic planning, effective communication, continuous monitoring, proactive risk management, proper resource allocation, and regular schedule updates. Entrepreneurs and project managers who master these practices can improve project performance, increase stakeholder confidence, minimize delays, and consistently deliver projects on time while maintaining high standards of quality and professionalism. We have now come to the end of this course. Thank you.